It's still freezing outside. Welcome to Community News. My name is Paul.
My name is Sasha.
Hello there, Sasha. How are you today?
Freezing, like you. I can attest to people that yes, if you don't live in this part of the country, it is still freaking frigid and freezing out.
I hate every second of it. I'm becoming more and more like you, where I don't think I'm going to leave the house now until June. I think that's the only time when it's finally going to thaw out outside.
It's the only way to do it, unless you're a skier or a snowshoer. Otherwise, it's just too cold.
I do skiing and snow. I don't understand people who choose to be outside and be cold like that. I have no
Right.
desire to do that. I don't like winter sports at all.
Me
Winter
neither.
Olympics, I boycott. It's like Russia 1980. I
You don't even
boycott
want to
them
watch
for fear of being cold.
you don't even want to watch other people being cold
Right,
outside.
exactly. It makes me miserable.
Right.
Even
Even
if
when I
they're
watch
having a good time, it makes me miserable. Go
For
ahead.
sure. Even when I watch the Peanuts Gang, the Christmas special of Snoopy and Charlie Brown, I get stressed out because those kids look so cold.
You know, I haven't. I'm gonna have to check that out to see if that's gonna push me over the edge. I've not watched that in a while, but
When
that's
they're
a good one.
skating around on the pond and everything, it makes me nuts. I think, oh my God, it's so cold. My asthma would be kicking in. That's the problem. I have asthma. So once it's below like 40, I'm wheezing. I can't breathe.
So, what kind of Peanuts character would you be then? Would you be like the wheezy one over on the side? Would you be like a Linus? Would you be
I was
like
going to say,
a pig pen with a trail
I,
of dirt behind
I
you, or
think
what?
I'd be a combination of Pigpen and Linus with maybe a little bit of Lucy thrown in.
Right. But just with asthma and all your other ailments, is that what you would be like
Asthma,
the ailment
so
one?
yes, I fell the other day. I hit my calf. I've got a giant bruise. I was showing my trainer this morning saying, like, I always have at least 3 or 4 maladies going on at once.
How did you fall? Please don't tell me you went outside, and please tell me the trainer is coming to your house. That's those two things I want to know.
I go to her house.
Oh my God. So you do venture outside.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Just
true.
for that though.
But she lives like down the street,
Okay.
and I
And
drive there.
it's like LA Story. Did you ever see that movie where they
Yes,
drove everywhere in LA? A great Steve
yeah,
Martin movie. This is like
that was
Movie Central. This
that was
podcast.
such a good movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of Movie Central, I hear they're going to have some movie night at the Townport Public Library.
Yes. In fact, this Saturday night they're showing Jumanji, the original with Robin Williams at the library for kids, adults, although it's really scary for kids. That's what I thought. It's kind of scary for me when, he goes into the game and all that. Oh, I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't
Right.
seen it because it is 40 years old in case I don't want to give any spoilers away. But
Nowadays, I feel like they show kids way scarier movies than we watched at those ages. Like my own children have seen things that are so scary and horrifying by way too young of an age. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have had them watch it.
but you wouldn't have had them watch it, but they did watch it. Well, does that mean you
They,
didn't put your foot down or they watched it
I
on their own and they
but
defied their mother? Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't put my foot down, or all their friends are watching it, so they watched it. But like, I just remember, what was the one? Was it King of No. What's the one where they're like, I
With
can't think
that
of what I'm trying
description,
to say, but
how could I not
that's
pick the movie out with that description you just gave me?
you know what it is.
No, I have
No,
no
you know
idea.
how what's that book when when the kids all are Lord of the Flies? There's
Yes,
some Lord of the Flies type movie in their generation that they saw that I would not have let them see.
I have I
Like
have I have
killer
no idea.
movie. I
I
forget
don't
what it.
know. I'm so
Yeah, we should look it
terrified
up.
from Jumanji. Will you go with me to Jumanji on Saturday night? Because I am scared of it.
If you pick me up and I don't have to drive on the ice.
Okay, that it's a date then. Paul
Okay.
and Sasha will be at the library watching Jumanji. Will you provide the popcorn?
If you want me to. Should we
N-
come in our community news t-shirts
yes.
over at
T-shirts,
Thermal Underwear?
t-shirts, hats, every bit of paraphernalia that we have. This is the time to trump it right out and bring it right out there.
I hate winter clothes more than anything, winter outerwear. And I always feel so fat. Even if I'm fat, I feel extra fat having to wear the big puffer, the hat, the scratchy hat, no matter what, the scarf. And, I recently have lost some weight and I realized the amount of stuff I have to wear to go outside is like the amount of weight I've lost. So I'm putting the weight right back on, schlepping around a coat and all this
But the
extra
difference
stuff.
is you can take off that coat and everything, and it disappears at that point.
True, but the weight of the coat, walking around with like a shearling coat, it's nice and warm, but it's so heavy. I
So,
feel like
prior to you losing the weight, did you just go outside naked because you were so insulated? Is that what you're saying?
no, I
Now that
wear
you
the
have,
shearling coat on top of the weight, and I was like, oh my, no wonder I have asthma. I couldn't breathe.
this is quite a Peanuts character I'm conjuring up. You in a shearling coat with asthma, walking around complaining about being hot and fat at the same time. It's going to be an
Yeah,
amazing. What? I can't wait for that Peanut special to come out. That's going to be a good
yeah,
one.
Charles Schultz isn't around to add one more character in there.
Anyway, so don't forget Jumanji this Saturday night at the movie theaters. Also, this Sunday, if you want to brave the weather at the community center, we have a kids boxing class. So if you want your kid to beat the shit out of another kid, go to the boxing class this Sunday at the community center starting at 10
I was
a.m.
going to say, or if you're trustworthy that your kid's not going to turn Lyle and Eric Menendez on you and beat the shit out of you, if you're
I thought
trustworthy.
they shot their parents. Did they beat them up?
They shot them, but I mean, if you
Okay.
want to teach your kids like boxing, what if they use it on you?
So what you're equating is that if you teach your kids boxing, you're going to get your ass kicked. Is so
It
you should
depends
teach.
what your relationship is like right now. I mean, if they're already a little bit oppositional defiant, I don't know if I want to teach them martial arts and boxing because I don't want them to use it on me. I'm not going to teach them hunting. I'm not going to take them to the shooting range.
So the caveat is for this Sunday at the boxing lessons for kids, if your kid is already aggressive and things, probably don't take him there. But if he's not aggressive, I guess that's a place to get him aggressive. Is that what you're trying to
Exactly.
say? Okay,
I
perfect.
think boxing is good for wimpier kids who need to be able to stick up for themselves. But if they're aggressive,
With, with
macrame.
with this kind of descriptions, I wonder when they're going to cut us off and not tell us things or not tell anybody things so that they just pop
What
up
so
so
I
we have
don't
no chance to comment on them.
That's true. Well, I'm just saying what comes to my head. I could keep quiet if you want.
No,
It
I
just came.
want you to.
I
Are you
get it.
kidding?
I was when you were saying if you want your kid to beat the shit out of other kids, I was thinking beat the shit out of you because I think I watched way too many Menendez documentaries while it's cold out. I've seen every one that's ever been made now, so I've seen every different combo, and I'm just petrified of these boys.
Don't they all say the same thing at this point, or no?
More or less, but there was one where it's Eric himself from prison. So that was done several years ago. Like when the Netflix thing came out this fall, I watched that and then all of them came into my feed and there's like been several over the years. So of course I watched every single one because I can't get enough of that or OJ and Nicole as if I don't know it already. But then there's always something more that you find out.
Wow, it is a fun time over at your house. That's all I have to. Between murders and more murders and more murders.
Funny you said that because I just told my friend today how I was watching this dumb light movie because I'm like, because I don't want to watch serial killers and murderers, and I'm like, that tends to be what my my Netflix feeds me. So I was watching some dumb movie called Definitely Maybe.
Oh, I like
Um,
that one.
you like it?
Of course.
Takes
I
place
like
in the
every
90s.
rom-com ever made, every meet cute ever filmed. I love all that stuff.
Oh, well, then you would like it. I liked it the 90s part. Like it brought me back to living in New York City in the 90s and all the things that were going on because this was the 90s and the guy worked for Bill Clinton campaign.
Yes, it was a fun movie.
It was
Finally, we
cute.
agree on something. It had
Yes.
no murders, it had no Menendez, it had no
Right.
boxing or
So we
shooting
were
or
looking.
anything like that.
Well, that's why I have to watch some light rom-coms now and then to balance off. I watch way too much, true crime or murder stuff, and then I feel like the whole world is bad and mean and scary and bad intentioned. I got to just watch the light stuff.
Yes, come on, Sasha, get with the program. Let's
Yes,
go.
I'm going
We will,
to.
we want your, what's the Peanuts character going to be named? Is it going to be Sasha or no?
Sloppy Sasha would be good.
Sloppy Sasha, we want her to be a happy character. So
Okay. So
I'm
no one's
reaching,
watching Doom and Gloom.
right, I'm reaching out to the Charles Schultz estate to see if we can make this happen.
Hmm.
We didn't make The View happen, but this one I have a pretty good feeling about that it's
Well,
not going
that's
to happen
good.
either, but we'll
Oh,
see.
we'll try.
Anyway, so this weekend, don't forget, movie at the library, boxing class on Sunday. Stay out of the cold if you can. It's freezing out there. Be careful on the streets. They're icy. They're crazy.
Don't
And
get frostbite.
and we will give an alert when Sasha's out driving to keep everybody off the road so she can have a clear road to get to her trainer 4 houses away from her.
4 ounces. That's exactly right. So, and I'll see everybody in May unless Paul picks me up and gives me a safe ride somewhere. So we love you, community.
Anyway, so that wraps up this episode of Community News. As always, my name is Paul.
As always, my name is Sasha, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.